Another article that I have picked up from the Assam Tribune is Battle for 2026 State Elections. Organizational strength, welfare measures, cultural sentiment, and identity tensions will dominate the elections more than smart campaign strategies. So, these are the core areas. Now, the introductory line starts as the dust has barely settled on the Bihar Assembly elections, yet the lessons from the political battleground are already resonating across the Indian political landscape. For Assam, which heads into its assembly election in 2026, Bihar's outcome offers revealing insights into what truly drives electoral success in contemporary India. The resounding victory of the NDA National Democratic Alliance coalition, despite the much hyped entry of Prashant Kishore's professionalized Jan Suraj party, has reinforced an uncomfortable truth for political strategists. There is no substitute for deep organizational roots and authentic grassroots network. Bihar's verdict dismantled the belief that sleek campaign management, digital outreach, and data driven messaging can independently secure electoral breakthroughs. This lesson carries particular relevance for Assam, where identity, organizational discipline, grassroots mobilization will define the contest far more than messaging strategy or candidate packaging. While modern tools can amplify narratives, they cannot replace trust built through continuous local engagement. Parties that have invested patiently in ground level structures still retain a clear advantage over newcomers regardless of professional polish. Thus, against this backdrop, Assam enters into its pre election phase where multiple factors are converging to reshape electoral dynamics. One of the most emotionally charged development has been the death of Zubin Garg, the iconic singer whose passing has transformed personal grief into a political issue. What began as statewide mourning had evolved into a flashpoint increasingly utilized by opposition parties to question the state government's sensitivity and governance style. The handling of the investigation has become symbolic of broader questions about transparency, public safety, and the government's relationship with Assam's cultural identity. Opposition parties, particularly the Congress and regional outfits, have seized upon public sentiment around this case to construct a narrative about perceived administrative lapses and declining law and order. The investigation's trajectory from initial grief through to growing suspicion and ultimately to a full blown political issue have provided the opposition with a rallying point that touches upon deep cultural and emotional chords among Assamese voters. This cultural dimension intersects with Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma's distinctive leadership style, which has become both the BJP's greatest asset and a political vulnerability. Sharma's charismatic approach, characterized by direct communication and bold decision making, has consolidated the party's hold over diverse constituencies. His ability to project strength while implementing targeted welfare schemes has created a formidable political brand that extends very well traditional party boundaries. Yet the same leadership style also contributes to polarization, especially around contentious issues such as eviction drives. The resumption of evictions in Gwalpara's Dahikata Reserve Forest, impacting predominantly Bengali Muslim communities, have reignited long standing tensions surrounding identity, land rights, and migration. While the government frames these actions as essential for environmental protection and legal compliance, affected communities view them as threats to both livelihood and legitimacy. The opposition, sensing political opportunities, attempting to mobilize discontent around these incidents. This polarization thus creates both opportunities and risk for all political parties as they navigate the complex terrain of Assamese subnationalism, developmental needs, and minority rights. Further, eviction politics is just one dimension of Assam's deeper debate over identity and citizenship. welfare schemes too have entered political discourse. The government's rupees 100 per month kitchen essentials program reflects a strategy of targeted economic support at a time of rising household vulnerability. Critics, however, argue that such schemes risk promoting an unsustainable freebies culture and diverting attention from structural development. Beyond political narratives, the mechanisms of the election itself present significant challenges. The ongoing special summary revision of electoral rolls, coupled with the continuing de-voters issue, carries major implications for the year 2026. Decisions on inclusion or exclusion are often linked to question of migration and documentation, which could significantly influence poll outcomes in closely contested constituencies. Further, memories of the politicized NRC exercise still shape public perceptions, thus making this process both sensitive and consequential. Opposition parties contend that verification process disproportionately impact vulnerable communities, while ruling party emphasizes electoral integrity and documentation. This tension between administrative procedure and identity politics will likely influence voter attitudes toward fairness, legitimacy, and trust institutions. As the election approaches, Assam's political future will be shaped by the interplay of several factors, including the cultural identity symbolized by Zubin's legacy, Sarma's charismatic leadership, welfare driven political messaging, demographic anxieties, and administrative controversies. But the bigger question will look a lot like what happened in Bihar, which party possesses the organizational depth to convert these issues into sustained voter mobilization. Unlike Bihar, where entrenched caste blocks provide predictable political alignments, Assam's electoral terrain is marked by competing identities, regional aspirations, and fluid alliances. Navigating these overlapping fault lines requires more than campaign sophistication. It demands a durable ground presence, strong local network, and the ability to engage meaningfully with voters across diverse communities. The 2026 election will test whether organizational discipline and authentic grassroots connection, the factors that powered the NDA's Bihar victory, still hold decisive weight in a rapidly evolving political landscape. The answer will shape not only the immediate electoral outcome but also Assam's political trajectory for the years to come. Thank you.